All right, you've seen the thumbnail. Islam Makhachev is scared. He's afraid of Ilia Topuria. Of course he's afraid.
I'm so scared right now.
As usual, it's an easy fight until they put your name on the contract.
Sign the contract, big boy.
We all know if it were that easy and if Topuria is that small, then he would already share the octagon with him, right? They're the words of Ilia Topuria, not the words of Michael Bisping. Ilia Topuria, the featherweight champ, is going around and he's talking a little bit of shit about Islam Makhachev and Dagestani fighters in general. He says that Dagestani fighters don't have anything special. They haven't got great cardio or stamina. They don't hit particularly hard or anything like that. And listen, if he was Islam Makhachev, he'd run off to the welterweight division.
The only thing I need, it's one punch. And you know for sure that I'm going to connect that one punch.
He says that Islam Makhachev is doing anything he can to avoid a fight with Ilia Topuria.
¿Tiene miedo? Claro que tiene miedo.
Now, of course, Ilia Topuria is talking a lot of shit there. And that is exactly what you want to do if you want to get the fight. Now, the problem is right now, we have champions trying to jump all over the place. For example, we've got Alex Pereira trying to fight John Jones and move up a weight class. We've got John Jones that should be fighting Tom Aspinall, sharing the image of Pereira calling out Jones on his social media, which is setting the world on fire. We've got John Jones going live on Instagram and threatening to kill people and then hanging up.
Are you intoxicated?
But that's another story for another day. What else have we got? We've got Islam wanting to go up to 170 to achieve greatness. We've got Belal Muhammad saying that he would vacate the welterweight strap and go up to 185 if Islam wanted to come up. And we've got Ilia Topuria just chomping at the bit trying to fight everybody. We've also got Alexander Volkanovski, who said he is not going to accept another fight unless it's for the belt. And apparently, I was with him in Australia and he did an interview last week where he said, listen, I'm going to fight. It's going to be announced very, very soon. It might be Topuria. And if it's not Topuria, it's going to be someone else.
Hopefully fight announcement soon.
And if you ask me, my guess would probably be Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez for an interim strap, whilst Ilia Topuria fights Islam Makhachev. So, of course, that is why Topuria is talking all of this shit. Now, the reality is, Islam's not scared. He's not scared of anybody. Of course he's not. The man is a phenomenal champion, a ridiculous fighter, a historic, legendary fighter, defended the belt 4 times, more than anybody in history, and he's got a complete skill set. But if you ask Ilia Topuria, Islam, or anybody from Dagestan, they're nothing special. They don't have special stamina or cardio. The way they do it, if you fight any of them, the thing that they need when they go inside the octagon is the first contact. They want to feel like they've dominated you. They start to build their confidence off that. It's like, I can dominate you. Maybe you escape and we strike again, but I feel like I'm stronger than you. If they feel like that in the first contact in the first round and they can't control you and it's very competitive, then their head goes down. He's basically saying that if they can't bully their opponents, that they start to lose confidence. He goes on to say, this is what they try to do, to beat you in the early rounds, that they can dominate you, that they are stronger than you. But when they realize it's not like that, most of the time, they lose those kind of fights. So that's what he's saying. Now, when you think of fighters from Dagestan, we're talking Khabib Nurmagomedov, that retired, obviously, undefeated. We're talking about Islam Makhachev, that had a close fight with Alexander Volkanovski, who then came back in the next fight and wiped him out, knocked him out cold with that vicious head kick. Outside of that, yeah, there's a lot of fighters from Dagestan. And, of course, he's leaning towards Umar Nurmagomedov, that did start off like that against Merab Dvalishvili and then did start to fade. Maybe he got tired, or maybe Merab is just that guy. So, Ilia Topuria wants to fight Islam Makhachev. That is clear, okay? Will Islam take it? Well, I can't see why Islam wouldn't take it. Will Ilia take it? Well, of course, the reason why he wouldn't take it is because he's already done that twice. He's fought Alexander Volkanovski, offered him the opportunity to become a double champ 2 times in a row. So now he's like, hold on a minute, I'm not just risking this for nothing, because anytime you fight a smaller guy, right, it's always a risk. It's always a risk. That's why you don't get guys walking around, big guys, calling out smaller guys, because you look like a pussy. If you're a guy in the street that beats up a smaller dude, you are a bully, right? That's not what you do. It's not the thing that inspires people. You want to see somebody step up a weight class and take out the bigger guy, the bad guy, the bully, like George St. Pierre did to me when he took 4 years away from the sport and choked me out cold. Son of a bitch. Made me look like a right fool there. Anyway, back to this one. So a potential matchup, I think we are are going to see this because Belal Muhammad won't fight Islam. And I think the main reason is because Khabib Nurmagomedov probably wouldn't allow it. Khabib is very controlling of who he allows into his gym. I've heard stories and I've seen clips where he can't believe it. If somebody steps in, if they come onto the mats, if they share training tips and techniques and just a methodology on how they prepare for a fight, then of course then they become brothers and you can't allow anyone in.
Belal Muhammad brought a guest that wasn't cleared by Khabib, and then like Khabib was not happy about that. You could feel like he was joking, but he wasn't. He was serious about it.
No outsiders allowed. Okay, that's kind of the mindset from Khabib.
We don't serve their kind here.
What?
And I don't think he would allow Islam or Belal to face one another anyway. So the theory of Islam stepping up to 170, there's a big problem with that because of Khabib, because they've trained together, because they've shared the mat and prepared for fights together. Now, Belal saying he'll vacate and go up to 185. I mean, yeah, look, listen, that'd be great. I'd love to see it. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Now, there is Shavkat Rakhmonov out there for Belal Muhammad. That fight hasn't been announced yet, but maybe it will. Maybe someone else steps in. Because for Islam Makhachev, yes, whilst it would be beating a smaller guy, Ilia Topuria is undefeated. And Ilia Topuria does have a certain aura about him. Now, remember, him and his brother, they started training Greco-Roman wrestling at about 6 years old. Ilia's 16-0, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions, and the man just oozes confidence. He has that aura that I said. He has the charisma. He has the style. A lot of people say that he was knocking off and copying Conor McGregor. I don't see that at all. All right, there is some similarities with the tattoos, the way that he rose to the top, and the fact that they were both featherweights. But Ilia Topuria changed his bio to featherweight champion of the world before he fought Alexander Volkanovski, and he knocked him out cold. Now, the thing that probably annoys Ilia a little bit is that people say, well, hold on, Volkanovski got knocked out a few months ago by Islam Makhachev. So therefore, it's an indirect thing and it's probably a subconscious thing. But Ilia wants to prove that he can beat Islam and he also wants to become a double champ. And I do think that Ilia Topuria would take that fight. Because why? Well, because Ilia is talking mad shit, right? He's discrediting him. He's talking bad about him. He thinks that he can beat him. And not just him, he's talking about Dagestani fighters in general. And if there's one thing that you know about fighters from Dagestan, they are proud, they are patriotic, and they take this shit seriously. So if Ilia carries on down this line, down this path, down this antagonization route, which I love, by the way, then I think we're going to see this matchup. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Now, if we just imagine that the wrestling nullifies itself, which I don't think it would. I think Islam's wrestling is probably a little bit better. But if we just say that, if we look at the striking styles, Ilia Topuria, I favor him as the boxer. Islam Makhachev, he's got some nice little kicks, just as Alexander Volkanovski, right? The problem is with Ilia Topuria, with that boxing style, he's very, very heavy on that lead leg. So you're going to look for Islam Makhachev to chip away with calf kicks, try and keep him at bay with Ilia being the shorter guy, then bring the kicks upstairs, use straight shots, then mixing the takedowns. Either way, I don't know who would win because both of these guys are absolutely incredible, but you can bet your bottom dollar Islam Makhachev is not scared of Ilia Topuria, but we might just see these guys fight because if there's one thing that will goad somebody into taking a fight, even though it's a smaller guy and he's already done it, it's saying time after time, you're scared, you're a pussy.
Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Your whole country fights like shit. He never said that, but that's ultimately kind of what he's saying. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment down there, and keep an eye out for the new members' videos dropping, which I'm going to record in just a second. You guys take care. Bye-bye.